Good morning, welcome to Double Talk. I am Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. Who are those guys behind you?
Oh,
Guys.
Well, we're being overseen today by well, that's
Not the Three Stooges, is it?
no, that's Larry Storch, that's Forrest Tucker, and that's a monkey ape. That's a wild ape.
That's a wild ape. So,
Now remember,
so
Larry,
good to have that.
Remember Forrest Tucker and Larry Storch from F Troop, the TV series.
And actually, Forrest Tucker was really a legitimate actor.
He was in a
Larry
number of
Storch
films
too, but Storch was funnier.
But yeah, But this is a comic TV series, and this is a movie that they were in, and where who knows what it's about. And I'm tracking down the movie, and
If anybody knows the name of it, let Mark know.
see, he's holding a device.
Otherwise, there's absolutely no reason we have that picture there, except that Mark happened to find that picture.
I have that
in his house.
It's part of my memorabilia collection.
In his housemate's room, and she happens to adore those three guys. That's her ideal of the perfect man. You know, living with Mark.
A man who loves a monkey and a beanie.
That works. Are we going to start?
Now, before we get going,
we are going.
This is the Las Cruces channel, Channel 98,
yes.
Of course, Comcast. And hey, we got a Facebook page. Like us on the Facebook page. We have a friend page with special deals for our Facebook friends.
Our friends.
So you want to check there. This is the Las Cruces Studios. We're in the brand new studio.
That's us.
That the Las Cruces channel is accessing to shoot this show and many other shows. If you want to do a show here at the Las Cruces channel, you can do so here in the Las Cruces Studios. Now,
you don't need those three guys behind you if you do your show. You can have anything behind you.
That's right. It's all up to you.
You can have anything in front of you.
Now, also, if you want to like us further, go to Solar Las Cruces channel.
You could like us all day long.
That's a profile page. Now, Facebook has all these crazy things. Profile page and
really, I don't know.
A friend page.
Because I don't know anything about Facebook.
No?
Are you on Facebook?
Well, I certainly don't know much about it. But like us. We have promos for those of you who do like us. And so keep in touch with us, and we'll keep in touch with you.
And to get started, are we done with that? Because we are done.
Oh, what is all this, Michael?
We are getting ready for Halloweeny.
Next week.
Next week will be Halloween. Mark said we should do Halloween drinks, and I'm thinking, what's a Halloween drink? And then the previous night we were with our friends, and one of them who doesn't like gin loves this drink. She loves scotch, she loves vodka, but she doesn't like gin. The Corpse Reviver we may have talked about in the past. The basic ingredients are gin.
Gin.
We'll do gin first. Actually, I have lemon juice in here, freshly squeezed.
Freshly squeezed lemon juice already.
I squeezed it before the show because our producer doesn't want to watch me squeezing lemons.
Well, who does?
Well, I do. Squeezing lemons. What could be more fun?
Yeah,
so
with your knees.
Equal amounts. That may be what it looks like. This is number 209 gin. I think this was the one from California. It's a good gin.
Okay. We only like the good gins here.
We only like good gins. We don't do Gilbys.
We're all about food and drink on this show, if you hadn't noticed.
Quality before intelligence.
That was only one. That's one.
That's going to be one because we have equal amounts of each thing. It's going to be a little light on the lemon because I don't have that much lemon.
That's fine.
So gin is the total necessity, although you can make it with vodka. You're also supposed to use Lillet, but we ran out of Lillet last night making all these. The drink that replaces Lillet is Coca Americano. Coca Americano is apparently the way Lillet tasted before 1988 when they changed the recipe. Yes, they took out the quinoa, which is like a...
When you want to buy Lillet, say in Walgreens, do they even have it?
No. It turns out that the best place, and I'm going to do that after the show, is go over to Kelly's.
Kelly Liquors
Kelly's
on Loman.
To get that. The other necessary ingredient would be Courvoisier. This is not Courvoisier.
Oh, Courvoisier?
Yes,
Courvoisier.
This is Grand Marnier, which is similar. It has the orange flavor. It actually is usually more expensive than Courvoisier, but Walgreens had this on sale for like $40, and the Courvoisier was like 43. So I'm going to try this. It should be good. It's made with a base of cognac and orange flavor, and Courvoisier is orange flavor and some other.
Well, now, Courvoisier doesn't have orange flavor, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Really?
With orange flavor. Okay, so we have that. Oh, the one thing that really makes it a corpse reviver, and I didn't bring the entire bottle because I didn't want to get carried away. Absinthe.
Absinthe.
This is La Fée Absinthe, which has 68% alcohol in it.
Can you get carried away with absinthe?
Apparently,
On a stretcher.
Apparently,
Yeah.
according to the.
So how much do you put in?
You're only supposed to put in a drop.
Okay, that's
I just put in 3
nice
drops.
big drop. Well,
But you know what? Absinthe just is just great. Give it a good shake because it should be cold. Everything should be cold when you make
You have
it.
ice in here already.
Yes, I have ice. Probably this. You see, it's beating
It's
up.
already frosty.
It's beating up, but you have to shake it. Shaking stuff is a lot of fun.
You could be in Ricky Ricardo's band.
Cocktail with.
All the best cocktails are shaken, not
They are
stirred.
stirred. Stirred is boring. But the trouble with shaking is you get the little ice shards. So
true.
you use
So you strain it.
You use your Hawthorne strainer, which doesn't get out the big pieces, gets out, keeps the things out, and
Then you use a little sieve.
a little sieve
the
to keep the
small
shards
pieces.
out. Oh, and somebody's. Are you ready for yours, Sonny?
Now,
Here you go.
hand us this one. There we go.
And we have this beautiful.
Look at that zombie hand coming
I can't
in.
reach that. Come
Here,
on.
put it down. Put it down. Give me that.
I would say this looks pretty darn good. So.
That's our zombie under the table, and he wants nothing more than to imbibe with us.
Yes.
There you go.
So this is my first time tasting the Corpse Reviver with Grand Marnier. Let's see how it tastes.
Well, clink.
Cheers. Cheers.
Clink. Cheers, zombie.
I can't reach
There you
without.
go. That's okay.
Whoa.
That is a tasty drink, I must say. As cocktails go, how about you, zombie?
Pretty
you like
darn
it?
good.
Okay.
Zombie, try it. Come on.
We borrowed Thing from the Addams Family. Remember Thing, the hand?
That's why the hand is so hairy. It's tasty. Could you use more lemon? I think so.
So this is a Corpse Reviver number
2. The Corpse Reviver number 1 is totally different. And also somebody made a Corpse Reviver 28. I don't know why 28. Not some more. You know what? We can knock off this absinthe.
Why not? So when it comes to a Halloween drink,
Absinthe is...
a Corpse Reviver is the way to go.
yes.
You don't have much left, do you?
No, I don't have much left here.
All right.
I guess I
Bottoms up, huh?
This becomes an absinthe reviver.
Now, we'll be talking more about corpses in a few minutes. Because in the season of Halloween, what else are you going to talk about?
Well, you can talk about ghouls. You can talk about people wearing Wonder Woman outfits. You could talk about guys. You could talk about the Affordable Care Act.
Which we're going to talk about right now.
You know, for Halloween, the Affordable Care Act is probably important.
Well,
People get into accidents when they light fireworks. Oh wait, it's not the holiday.
actually,
fireworks.
starting November 1st, the Affordable Care Act, if you haven't signed up for it yet, you may now sign up for it again. And not signing up for it could be problematical because they've doubled the fines for not having it.
Yeah, they want more people to have insurance. I think you don't know when you're going to need insurance, ever. But most people usually end up needing insurance.
It was like $365 fine or 2% of your income, whichever is higher. Now it's over $600 and 2.5% of your income, whichever is higher as a penalty.
So you might as well have affordable care.
Right, and they will charge you that on your income tax.
And it says it's affordable.
Well,
It says that.
yeah, right. Well, if you're really poor and you can't afford health insurance,
You will be provided health insurance.
they'll
for
steer
free.
you into Medicaid.
Yes.
Yeah, or if you go to prison, then you get free medical
Or
there.
if you drink enough of these, you don't have to worry about care. You just go straight out like.
Or you
like
just
oil.
join the military and you get your free medical there.
Or the other thing to do would be to run for Senate or the House of Representatives.
Yes.
They get
the
free medical
greatest.
care, the best care. They don't have to pay.
I want what they get.
Well, run for office. It's easy.
Well, you have to
It
win.
must be. Well, you have to win, but I mean, look, you have 25 Republicans going for the nomination.
How are you going to beat Steve
That's a lot
Pierce
of
in this state?
just be.
Listen, I've tried
just
twice.
Have more you tried?
Yes.
Oh yes, you did work against him. Oh, I shouldn't say that. He'll come and get you. Ooh, look at that.
So anyway, the Affordable Care Act, you can start signing up for it November 1st if you haven't done it yet. It's it's the last chance this year to get on it. You may not roll around until next year again if you don't get on it, and you suffer the penalties
It's
if you
similar
don't.
to Medicare. You have to sign up within 3 months of your 65th birthday. And if you don't,
You have to wait a year or something?
no, they keep adding a percent
Of penalty?
of penalty for every year. So, well, there's a timing thing. You can't just be lackadaisical when you're talking about the government. You have to follow certain schedules because
They're
it
so
keeps them
strict.
together. They can't spend all their time looking after you, so they have certain special times when they want.
Well, that would be
you to do
socialism, wouldn't it?
What?
If the government was always looking after you.
Well, you don't look after yourself. I mean, who would put money into a retirement system if you weren't forced to do it with Social Security? Most people, if they didn't have Social Security, they'd never have anything for their old age.
Well,
As well as an
term life
affordable care.
insurance.
That's another ripoff.
Well, I mean,
Annuities are a big ripoff. But Affordable Care Act, many people are happy about the Affordable Care Act. A few people are cranky.
Yeah,
People are
they're
always
called
cranky.
employers.
The who?
Employers.
Employers? Yeah, maybe. But other people don't like the idea of having to pay for something. You think you're paying the government. You're not paying the government. You're like chipping in the same way you chip in for your retirement. You're chipping in for
Social Security,
insurance.
you pay that.
And hopefully the people have more money for insurance, pay more money, and it all evens out. Some people call it socialism,
Well, I
but
drove
it's people helping people.
on the way here to the studio. I drove on a socialized road.
You mean a road that everybody paid for?
That's right, and I was watched by a socialized police officer.
See, I don't believe in socialism, and I never stop for stoplights because really,
That's socialism.
I mean, that's for like
That's the
there are
government
people-
telling you what to do.
I know. Who wants the government telling me how to drive?
And if my house
Sometimes I
catches-
drive on the left-hand side of the road, just because who the hell cares? I paid for both sides of the road.
Brushing up for going to England.
Yes, England does it,
Right.
and nobody complains there. And they're a socialist country, aren't they?
If my house catches on fire, I don't want the socialized fire department to come and put it out.
That's
I'll do
true.
it.
Well, I agree. And all these forest fires, fire is life. Why should we put them out? If they want to win against humans, aren't we just encroaching on their forests?
Right, the forest was here for millions of years before we
Before
were.
us.
And it caught fire, and then it went out.
Well, there are many things. In fact, I'm guessing that the television stations are somehow
They're regulated by the
funded-
Federal
those
Communications
bastard,
Commission.
Yes, regulated.
Regulated, that's right.
And that's why we can't say things like absinthe on TV.
Although the FCC was deregulated thanks to Ronald Reagan.
Well, he deregulated the banks at a certain point, which caused the collapse of savings and
Savings and loans, yes.
Yes, in the 70s. And they say,
Well,
I have
then-
nothing against Ronald Reagan. If those of you who take me as an anti-Reaganite, all I will say is my mother voted for Reagan. I don't know why.
Well, but George Bush deregulated the banks and Wall Street, and look what happened there.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, it,
Yeah,
business.
depression,
You know what
that's
happens?
all.
You regulate stuff, profits go up, and then they just collapse to where they would have been had you not done anything. So it makes it look like it's good.
Well, here's something we can do without the government's help, and that is coats and blankets for people who need them, homeless people, poor people. The Gospel Rescue Mission is collecting donations of coats and blankets, coats for children, not just children,
So you can give all your
kids, adults.
coats from when you were a little kid to them, because you probably have them since you grew up here. So
I've
you must
actually
have
given
all
them.
your-
I've already given them away.
I have some weird coats from New York. I should give them.
Big furry things, huh?
Yeah, two pale blue.
Take them to
I
the,
love to see-
the Gospel Rescue Mission over there on Amador, across from Horse and Hound. That's where you can take your coats and blanket donations for the winter.
Or you can probably give it to any place that accepts donations.
Right. But they're taking them. Now, also, before we take a break,
Are we gonna
our
take a break?
Secretary of State, Diana, what's her last name?
Diane Duran.
Durbin. Diana Duran?
Duran. Yeah, Duran.
Diana Duran? Are you
What'd she
sure
do?
about that? Well, you know, she's in big trouble for malfeasance with her malfeasance with her election funds, among other things. But now she's calling for reform, election finance reform. She's calling for, now that she's in trouble with it on her own.
That's funny. We've seen a lot of things like that happen. And after this break, we will come back and talk about them some more.
We will do that.
Once we look up our notes and figure out what else has been hypocritical.
Come back and join us after these words.
These words. Yes. Cheers.
This is an important announcement for anyone prescribed the blood thinner medication Xarelto. If you or a loved one has been hospitalized or died from serious internal bleeding, including bleeding of the brain or gastrointestinal system after taking Xarelto, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Don't delay. Call the Sentinel Group right now. The blood thinner medication Xarelto has been linked to an increased risk of severe internal bleeding, hemorrhaging, stroke, heart attack, and even death. If you or a loved one experienced severe internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result of taking the blood thinner medication Xarelto, call the Sentinel Group now. Our network of experienced attorneys are ready to help fight for you. You won't pay a thing until your case is settled. Call the Sentinel Group now for a free case evaluation. Don't wait. If you or a loved one has been hospitalized or died after taking Xarelto, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Call the Sentinel Group right now.
Welcome to La Buena Vida Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
And there we are.
And we're back. This is Double Talk. Mark, Steffen, and
Michael Mandel.
We're talking about things that are of value to
we're talking about
anybody
the
watching,
government and how they ruin our lives by giving us things that we don't want, like protection in roads. They've also have overprotected us with Beck's beer.
Well, tell me, what is
I
your
love
story?
Beck's beer. You know,
You do?
Beck's beer used to be one of the number one.
I happen to have one right here.
How'd you get that?
Well, because it was part of this six-pack. Right here. And
what's the deal with this?
Apparently there's controversy concerning Beck's beer.
It says Beck's German quality and
German quality,
and it's
not German beer.
No, and it seems that the government, we don't know if this has been relabeled, but it says here product of the USA.
But it says right here German quality.
German quality.
Not German beer. But apparently,
nevertheless, the federal government has said that they have been deceiving us all these years. So those of you who have kept your receipts for all the Beck's beer that you bought thinking it was a German import, it doesn't say imported from Germany.
No, but it does say right here, brewed under the German purity law of 1516.
1516.
Which leads to the impression that it's got something to do with Germany.
Leads, yeah, it says German quality. Oh, you are opening
I
it.
shall now open a Beck's beer.
Ah.
Rich bouquet.
What do you smell? Oh, okay.
Here the zombie hand is back.
Remember St. Pauli's girl? St.
Pauli girl.
That, I think, is still brewed in Europe.
And remember Lowenbrau?
Well, Lowenbrau is totally American.
Let it be Lowenbrau.
Here,
A German name.
Here, throw some in there.
Everybody thought it was German beer, but it really wasn't.
Thanks.
Oh, the hand wants more. My God, this guy.
You know, it's a little warm, but that's how they drink it.
In Europe, where the beer didn't come from.
It's tasty, but it would be better if it were.
So apparently, if you bought Beck's beer and you have the receipt, you'll get some sort of a refund if you send it into the Beck's refund
Well,
scam program.
I think they fined Beck's beer like $80 million.
And that money will now go.
That could be yours. If you, in the past couple of years, have been buying $80 million worth of Beck's beer, you'll get your money back.
Well, I bought this today. Do I get a refund?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because they already don't. They didn't deceive you.
I just heard about it today.
German quality, you know.
I feel deceived.
Do you have your receipt?
I do feel
deceived. Do you have a receipt?
I do.
We will check on this and see if it works.
I have a receipt.
Well,
I feel deceived, and it's on television, so there's no getting away from it.
That's true. You have proof. We
That's
have
right.
proof right there.
That's right. Now, this beer, when I'm finished with it, I can
champagne.
recycle this glass.
Yes, you could. For what, 5 cents?
No, I don't get any money. I do it because I care about the environment.
This is the champagne of German beer. Or the martini of German beer.
I'm going to set that aside because recycling leads me to my next topic.
What is that?
Well, you will see in the next few days and weeks people around town with surveys asking you to take a survey on recycling. Do you recycle?
That's us.
Here's the questions.
Do I? Yes, I do.
How do you recycle at home?
That way. You know, I used to be able to bring all my glass, and obviously I go through a lot of bottles of alcohol, to Target, but now you have to bring them to the 2 locations on the extremities of Amador and Lomond. There are no more of those.
Amador and Sonoma Ranch Boulevard.
Well, Sonoma Ranch Boulevard at the end of Lomond, yeah.
Yes.
Which is okay. It's exciting. It's out in the country. It's the only time I get to see the country.
I just recycled this week. I took glass and plastic down to the Amador dump, basically. And
You're a good guy.
And one of the other questions they're going to ask is, if you occasionally recycle or don't participate in recycling, why?
What would make you recycle?
Because you care about the environment.
That's why.
You know, the landfill will get filled up if we don't recycle these things.
Exactly.
The rest of the world does it. They've been doing it for years.
Yes, and you know, sometimes, yes, you spend energy and perhaps you spend water washing things, and you have to go out of your way. And is it ecologically balanced? Well, not really, but you are keeping things out of the landfill.
And they can be reused to make more bottles of Beck's beer.
That's right. Because
one of the other
since
questions,
it's green glass. When you recycle your glass, they make you break it down into amber, I think green, and blue and clear.
That's right. So that when it gets to the place where they sort them all out, it's already half done.
Amber.
Now, one of the other questions are you clear about what's recyclable and what's not? Well, are you?
Yeah, I pretty much am. We have
glass, plastic, cardboard.
We have something,
newspaper,
a magnetic thing on our refrigerator that tells you which plastics can be recycled, and virtually all of them can be recycled. Mostly, not styrofoam.
No,
there used to be a styrofoam company.
Nobody here takes it. Unfortunately, they should, and they do in major markets, but not here.
We're not a major market, and styrofoam is too heavy to transport.
Now, if you see
too heavy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yes, it's way too heavy. Now, there's places where you will see the people with their clipboards and their questionnaires at places like the Downtown Farmers and Crafts Market, at Brannigan Memorial Library, Milagro Coffee, and at Save Mart on North Valley Drive. So if you have questions or comments, you'll be able to make a comment also in this questionnaire about what you think about the recycling program, maybe how it could be improved upon. Now, I live just outside the city limits in the county. We don't have a recycling program, so I have to take everything into the city to recycle it.
And you're good at that.
I am.
I mean, you're very conscientious.
Well,
other.
This is the land I love, and I want to besmirch it.
If you were born in another land, would you love that land too? Switzerland?
If I lived in that land, I would love that land.
If you were a Switzer?
And
lived in Switzerland?
If I was in Swaziland.
So don't we have all these pictures that we sent in? Can we talk about the Jimmy Kimmel Show and Jimmy Fallon?
Oh, we'll get to that later.
Steve Colbert?
No, we're talking about Paul Ryan next because Paul
Ryan.
You insisted on talking about Paul Ryan.
I did have something I wanted to say about Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan would only become the Speaker of the House under certain things.
Yes.
One of those things is that nobody would go against him, that he'd have his own way, that there's no way to enact anything that would take him out. And this man is running for president also?
No, well,
is he running?
He ran for vice president once.
Isn't he running for president now?
Well, he would like to, but if you're Speaker of the House, you can't run for president.
Because
that means you're out forever.
If he did run for president, he would insist that all Americans should vote for him if he decided to run. I mean, that's what he's asking the Republican Congress to do.
Well, here's
is
what
to
else he asked
agree.
for.
What else?
He wanted time off to be
Oh,
with
yes.
his family. Yet he voted against the Family Act.
Speak about being hypocritical and thinking only about himself. He wants time to do his own stuff, and the Republicans can't find somebody else who's capable. You know, even if you have dissension within the ranks, you get a majority, and they talk about this as other governments. If you have a majority of people,
Well,
you're okay.
That just shows how dysfunctional Congress is, that nobody wants to be the
Head of the Republicans.
the head of the Republican Party in Congress.
Scary.
Well, after the election, that may not be the case anymore.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Hopefully they realize that Republicans make a dysfunctional government.
Now,
because they don't like government. They don't like government.
Well, who
at all.
does?
I do.
We have our own governmental problems coming up here
Oh my God.
because we have an election next month. The mayors. We have 3 people running for mayor of Las Cruces.
That's true.
And the mayor wants you to vote for him.
That's Ken.
That's our
Miyagashima.
mayor right now. He's
Even
running
though
for
his
mayor.
name is hard to say, because Silva is easy to say. but
Miyagashima. What? Oh, is that hard? Gesundheit.
Mishigashima. People screw his name up all the time. Mishigashima.
Okay, this is Miguel Silva. He's running for mayor too.
Yes, and then there's a woman named Ortega something.
She's running for mayor as well.
Yes.
So we have 3 people running for mayor. There was a kind of a debate forum on KRWG TV on Thursday night.
Yes,
You might have seen.
Thursday afternoon, I think.
And they aired it Thursday night. And
Oh, is it Thursday night?
they aired it Thursday. They did it Thursday.
That was great.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did it solidify who you're going to vote for?
Oh, yes, it
Not
did.
that I want to know, because
yes, it did.
I believe in the secret ballots.
But you know, people want the government to be run by people who are not in the government or have never been in the government, because obviously when you hire somebody for a job, you don't want them to have experience.
Well, it also needs to be the common man.
Okay.
So,
And
45-minute show. No. So anyway, also Jeff Steinberg's running
how's
for
tasty.
state senate. He's giving up his House seat, and he wants to run for state senate against Terry McMillan. No, not Terry McMillan. No, because that was gerrymandered away from him.
Yes.
Joanne Ferrari had to run against Terry McMillan. Jeff Steinberg is going to run for the state senate in District 36.
Whoever he's running against.
So the zombie walk.
You go from Jeff Steinborn to the zombie walk?
Well, first the asteroid. There's an asteroid headed toward Earth right now as we speak.
Around October 31st.
It's going to come between 350,000 miles from Earth.
I know, and there's a movie about when an asteroid hits the Earth, and it's great. So
Well,
everybody
no.
nobody turns into zombies. Everybody would get vaporized.
If you ever saw Night of the Living Dead, it was a zombie. It was an asteroid coming near the Earth that caused the zombies to reawaken. That caused the dead to walk the Earth.
Oh, that's what's going to happen.
Because when there's no more hell, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the Earth. And that's what's going to happen Saturday night, tonight, downtown, when we have the zombie walk.
That'll be great.
There will be hundreds of zombies. I mean, hundreds of zombies.
Who knew there would be?
You don't want to miss that.
Who knew there would be real estate problems in hell? Not enough room. Can't get a good apartment.
No.
That's really hell when the apartments are too expensive. That's the moon.
Location.
Yes.
Now, full moon at White Sands.
Yes.
White Sands.
On Monday.
At the White Sands, Monday and Tuesday. So you can experience the full moon on the White Sand Dunes. We've done it before. He once did a show out there.
Oh, are we wrapping up? What's that? We're wrapping up.
This is the Klesmerson Band. They're going to be playing for free out at Atkinson Hall at the University.
Tonight, right?
Saturday, yeah, tonight.
Tonight.
Also, there's a Halloween opera show going on at the Rio Grande Theater Tuesday night.
Yes.
That'll be for free also.
Good old Rio Grande
Yes,
Theater.
and then we have, she's singing, so that means it's over.
Yeah.
And then Sweeney Todd continues on. It's extended at the Black Box
It
Theater.
is. This is not the last week. The last week will be next week.
Next week,
but,
so there you go. And,
I'll be there tomorrow.
All right, so this show is over with, Michael.
Cheers.
Cheers down the hatch.
Nostrovia.
And next week will be our official Halloween show.
Official.
So thanks for joining us right here on Double Talk. We'll be back same time next week.
Hip hip.